dating epidemic that's happening right now. Women do not need men to get bank accounts, houses. They have careers on their own. And so as a result, it's challenging societal norms of the way men value themselves when it comes to being successful for relationships. Whereas the flip side, a lot of women are saying men need to step it up emotionally, which is why I talk a lot about emotional intelligence and how that's what women want. There's this push and pull happening right now with society. I want to know though, what are your thoughts?
No, I fear I'm too sensitive for this era of dating because I can't get on board with the talking to multiple people at once. I can't do it. I can't be on either end of that. I fear I will crash out because if I find out the person I'm seeing is talking to multiple people at once, I feel like I'm not being valued, that I'm not getting the attention I deserve, and that they just don't see any future with me, which is why they feel the need to talk to multiple people at once. And I can't be on the other end of the spectrum where I'm talking to multiple people because I feel like I'm not giving each person their fair chance. And I think that there's no possible way that I could get to know all these people equally with giving the same amount of effort if I'm talking to all of them at once. I'm too sensitive for this.
You're only sensitive because you have never looked at yourself, and your dating prospects is a big deal because a woman typically that's, looks like this woman, she can have multiple options and only want to deal with one because that's biological. But you give men this option where he has three, he's most likely going to deal with all three of those women because the things that men look for are simple, and most women can, fit the bill and fulfill those small things that men are looking for. So that's all this is. But the thing is, she doesn't want a man exercising his options like she exercises hers. And that's the thing. Women, they want to take the advantage when it comes to that. But I'm sorry, man, you're just not that special. And how do you stand out from other women if he's talking to multiple women? Like, that's the thing. Most of these women cannot tell you or give you an answer.
Why so many girls end up going with like the medium ugly man is not because we don't like hot men. It's because the hot men are weird. The hot men are weird or corny. It's
translation. These attractive men, these hot men, they're weird because they don't give me what I'm actually looking for, which is a long-term relationship. They're only serious with me or only take me serious when it's time for that body karate.
So rare to find a hot man that's normal and fun and cool and all these things. The hot men are weird. They're always weird.
Rejected. The update you've all been waiting for on NYC Boy. Let's just say someone could write a book about my single life at this point, so let's just start from the beginning. After sharing my single diaries, being single my whole life, all that good stuff, you were all telling me to fly somewhere, so I flew to my favourite city in the world, which is New York. And on the second day, I see a very attractive man in a coffee shop, and we lock eyes a few times, but me being me, I don't make any move, and I just leave my coffee. 2 minutes later, someone taps me on the shoulder, and it's him. The coffee shop boy. He ran after me down the streets of New York to ask for my number. So as a hopeless romantic that I am, you can just imagine what's going through my head. Anyway, we end up messaging all day, we arrange a date, and what's even weirder is the next day I pass him on my run whilst wearing no makeup. So I freak out, because I'm not gonna lie, out of all the dates I've been on, this is the second time I've been this excited for a date. Like, I actually fancy the guy, which rarely happens to me, because when it does, like whenever I fancy a guy, it never ended up the way I'd hoped. So I think a lot of the time I try and protect myself by not fancying anyone. Anyway, so my body's freaking out all day, and bless my friend, she was just being the best at trying to stop me from talking myself out of it, because I also just don't want to date anyone. Like, I really am happy focusing on myself, but I really had a good feeling about this one, so I got ready. I felt fit as fuck, but I didn't hear from him for a while, so I was a little on edge, but it was fine. I went out for dinner with my friend and we just waited out a bit. 2 hours go by, and at this point I'm looking at her thinking, he's gonna stand me up, isn't he? Then 3 hours go by, 4, 5 hours go by, until I finally hear from him saying that he wasn't on his phone. And I hate admitting this, but I ended up stopping at the bar, so much so that the bartender sees me and hands me a free cocktail and a load of tissues. And oh god, I'm not crying of this guy. I mean, maybe there's a little bit, but I'm just so frustrated with this vicious single cycle that I'm in, having my walls up after getting hurt by guys, but then having to put myself back in situations like this to open up and heal, all for the risk of getting hurt again. And it's just the same thing over and over, and I hate admitting that guys are hurting me, because I am a strong woman. I know my worth so much, and I hate how guys make me question my worth. Honestly, I've got a lot to say on this, but for now, that's the update on NYC Boy, and to conclude, I'm a lot happier without men in my proximity. Thank you.
I honestly do not believe that there was a guy in the picture the whole time, because if there was, there would be her, you know, showing him in the background, showing his face. The guy would show up somewhere. And I think the reason why she was crying is not because the guy didn't show up for the date. I think she just made that up to get attention, because she's not getting any attention from the guys that she wants nowadays. And she's just getting older, and she's supposedly a strong woman. But I think she was crying because she didn't get any attention at all at the bar when she was out, and no guys probably came up to her. So she, you know, cooked up this story to try to make herself seem like, oh, I caught eyes with this guy, you know, the romantic, you know, novel. It's just ridiculous. Like, this whole narrative, I don't believe anything these women say.
Why the fuck men are so pressed when I started TikTok off by saying I'm 30 years old and I'm single and dating is fucking hard. They're like, well, if you're 30, you're jaded. You might as well just go crawl in a 6-foot hole because you're dead to the world. I'm sure there's plenty of good men in your DMs. Yeah, let me just suss that out real quick. Let me go through all of the fucking people in my DMs with no profile picture, user 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, who's saying, you know, I'll date you. Yeah, sick. Let me hit you up. Okay, another part of dating is, one, having the same values as someone else, and also being attracted to them, okay? I'm sorry if I'm not attracted to you. I'm not attracted to you. It's not gonna work. You're sliding in the DMs. It doesn't mean that I can't get someone. If I wanted to, I could lock down the crustiest fucking dude like that, okay? So can a lot of other fucking women. We have standards because we build ourselves up and we take care of ourselves, and we don't need a crusty, dusty dude next to us.
And little does she know, those masculine standards and tendencies is only going to attract those user 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in her DMs, or these crusty men that she's talking about. So she played the game, per usual, say it with me, on stupid mode, which is backwards, and now she's paying the price for it, being single and hitting the wall.
What don't you get? When I say dating is hard, I'm not struggling.
What?
I'm struggling to get a good dude, the same values, who would lift me up, and I would lift him up. Or anyone's mean on TikTok. Like, seriously, it doesn't fucking faze me, so try. I could give 2 fucks because I know who I am. And I'm actually a very self-aware, secure person, and that's why I'm dating. Otherwise, I wouldn't be fucking dating, because I'm not a dumb fuck.
Stop the cap.
If you were self-aware, you didn't care, you wouldn't sit here with a plate of food trying to cope and making a video in response to something that someone said. Like, these women shoot themselves in the foot with the 9mm every single time. And the thing is, if you were, you know, this person that you claim to be, then you would already have a relationship if you were a stable, self-secure person. Clearly, you are not.
Reason number 2 why I'm struggling, because I'm struggling to find someone who's not a dumb fuck. Who did take care of themselves before getting into something. Wow, what a concept. For the men that are saying that I'm jaded and I'm too old. My mother had my sister at 44 years old, so you guys can kiss my fucking ass.
Why do women always say that as if that is going to be exactly them? They're going to be just like their mom. Like, that, you're not your mom. Like, that is not an argument.
Also, I know you're typing that from your mom's fucking basement. And that's why you're so pressed. Don't worry, effort. All the crusty dusties that are being mean in the comments. No! Avocado, fuck. All the crusty dusties, I'm sure you haven't eaten a piece of fruit in the last 15 years of your life. Maybe go try it.
You see, stubborn, hard-headed modern women like this, they never learn until they're eating dinner by themselves, alone, slammed into the wall, and don't even recognize it. And pretty soon will be buying their own drinks at the bar, and that will solidify the fact that nobody wants them. But it's ridiculous, man. Like, dudes will give you the energy and lie to you and smash you, but they will never give you a relationship. And that's the thing that she can't really cope with. She doesn't have control over who is going to give her a relationship or a marriage. She's only control of that old box that ran through cobweb coochie that she's given to all the other guys. And none of those guys have kept her around. So that should let you know right there. She's not stable and she is not qualified to date.
No. Cancel that bitch. I'll buy it now.
I need to know why all you men are acting like little princesses. Like, I actually want to know. You start talking to a guy and he's like, no, you need to chase me. No, you need to compliment me. No, I will give nothing back to you. I need me a strong, independent woman who works hella hard, but I'm not going to be doing all that. Excuse me?
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Ma'am, you're just experiencing a common case of what most modern women don't really prepare themselves for when they deal with so many losers that give them everything, give them princess treatment. They forget when they get to a certain caliber of men, all of the leverage switches. So all the simps and losers that were chasing after you, now for the guy who's high value, the guy that, you know, you have to try to get the attention of, the rules change and you have to chase him. But she's never been, and you can tell women who have never been around high value men demanding and asking for a man that they can't even attract or don't even know that he has the leverage to attract. Like, you think that you're going to get this guy and you're going to continue to do the same shit that you've been doing and running the same game that you've been running on these simps? These women crack me up, bro. Crack me up.
This is one thing I honestly don't fucking understand because it's literally common sense, but so many people seem to argue about this. I know especially right now, it's kind of like a trend for women to be like, you should go for a provider man, you should not do 50-50. When maybe like 20 years ago, there was like a huge push for women to be financially independent and like be okay with 50-50 and want to pay for themselves. And we're kind of like pendulum swinging to the other extreme now, which I fully support. But regardless, because so many women are like rebelling against the 50-50 mindset now and like want men to provide again and be real men, the men are pushing back and they're being like, why should I have to provide? Why do all women want providers now? Like, it's not possible in this economy, whatever you hear. And it's like so funny because there is still such an abundance of 50-50 mindset women who want to be financially independent, women who want to be independent, period, and want to pay for themselves and pay their half of the rent. I'd argue there's still more of those types of women than women who want providers. So why on earth are you complaining about girls who want to be provided for? Just go for the girls that don't want to be provided for. Not every woman wants to be a housewife. Not every woman wants to have kids. Not every woman wants to be fully paid for and not have to work. So go for those ones. Why is this such like it's common sense? They don't fit the bill of what you want, then don't go for them. Don't go for women that want to be provided for. You can't afford it anyways.
This here, guys, is an excellent example of a woman that doesn't have solutions, and most women don't have solutions to these issues. And this goes to show you that they are the gazelle and men are the lions. Men must pursue, they must know when to attack, they must know the pattern of the gazelle, and the gazelle is the woman, just sits there and she just observes, but she knows nothing. And the problem is she says, oh, just go for a 50-50 woman if you don't want to do that. Women that go 50-50 don't even want to go 50-50 if you ask them or hook them to a lie detector test. They just don't. They would love to be protected and provided for. And women statistically want a guy who makes 56% more money than she does. So this is how you know, guys. These women, we're tried and true. We're built, you know what I'm saying, from the granite. These women, they built from...
Hey! If one of us eat, then we all ball. Sip coladas out in Cancun. Please stop praying for my downfall. It ain't coming no time soon. From the concrete, a little bitty rose grew. Any